Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Infernape, and this is my battle for Week 9 of Season 3 of the Major Pokemon League. This week I'm going up against Jordie, aka the coach of the Leeds Rhyhorns, aka Joe Callis. But actually, I'm sort of not going up against Jordie because he's having his friend Rogue, as you can see on screen, taking his place, at least for this week, just doing this battle. I'm not sure who built the team, if it was Jordie or Rogue. I think Rogue usually either builds Jordie's teams or helps Jordie build. So I'm not sure how that worked this week, but they did things, so good for them. But yeah, because Jordie just didn't have time. So instead of just having him forfeit, he was able to get his friend Rogue here, and we played a cool game. So did not do a team leader this week. Sorry about that, but. First of all, I didn't have a whole lot of time. Second of all, we didn't do this battle until Sunday night, so I can only upload it on Saturday. And I don't know, I just don't want to do it in the same video as this. But I'll briefly go for my team in just a second. Now also, I don't have a face cam, and I don't have the layout for this video. So the layout, again, just time, we did the battle Sunday night. I got home from work at 8:30. Actually, no, I got home 9:15. Yeah, we did the battle 9:30. And then Cypher recorded it for me. So thank you to Cypher for recording the battle. You're a lad. Also, he put some cool color correction settings, or just some cool visual settings on screen. So shout out to him. I mean, he probably got those from Jack anyways. But shout out to Jack and Cypher because they're both cool lads. But yeah, so no layout, and then no face cam because Logitech. I don't know, it's just being weird. The program, Logitech webcam software. I don't know, it's just being weird, and it's just being a bum. And it's not allowing me to open it up and just use it. It's just being lame. I don't know. Then I tried using the facecam on Camtasia. I did just a 20-second limit test recording just to see how it would work out, and that was laggy. It was terrible, man. Don't use Camtasia's facecam or webcam, whatever. It's not good. Just don't do it. But yeah, let's actually look at the team preview here. Let's actually look at this game. Let's talk about that. So my team here, I'll just start going over that. So I have Infernape, Meg Glalie, what's that, Uxie, blanked out there. Yeah, Infernape, Meg Glalie, Uxie, Braviary, Manaphy, and Skarmory, while Rogue / Jordie. I mean, I don't know if, I guess I'll just keep calling him Rogue, but I don't know, it's still Jordie's team, so I don't know. But Rogue is bringing Seismitoad, Thunderous Eye, Latias, Megascizor, Amoonguss, and Mamoswine. So he brought mainly what I was expecting. Of the exact 6 that I predicted, I had Ditto and Arcanine over the Seismitoad and Megascizor, but I mean both those make sense. I just thought he would bring Ditto because I know Jordie likes bringing Ditto a lot. I guess this isn't Jordie that I'm battling now, so I don't know. I guess that makes sense because I'm pretty sure Jordie's brought that every week until now, so that's why I thought Ditto was coming. And then what was it? The other Pokemon, Arcanine, he just picked that up. I thought he'd bring a defensive Arcanine to switch into Mega Glalie, but no, he's Megascizor, so that makes sense why he brought that. But yeah, so my team, I'm just gonna go over that. So we got Infernape, we got a cool little lead Infernape. We got a Focus Sash, so I can live any hit from Mamoswine or Latias if I'm at full health, which is cool. And we got a Stealth Rock, Fake Out, U-Turn, and Flamethrower. We have Flamethrower over Fire Blast because it does more than Fire Blast, because Fire Blast does 0. And Flamethrower does some damage because Fire Blast just misses, so I'm not going with that. Yeah, then Fake Out's nice because if he wants to lead with Mamoswine, I can break its Sash, and it's cool. And I really want Rocks on. Yeah, I really want to set up Rocks versus his team. I thought he wouldn't have default on Latias just because I feel it's gonna be Calm Mind or maybe just Scarfed or just some offensive set, or just I feel he's gonna have trouble putting default on his Latias set. So I don't know. I thought, if he brought Megascizor, it would have Defog, and if he brought him on top, I thought, he would bring Rapid Spin on that. So getting at Rocks is going to be very important. I wanted Rocks on Skarm, and I originally had them on Skarm, but actually I'll talk about Skarm's set in a second. So then we got Mega Glalie, we got Mega Bay, Glalie Bay, the cool man. It's got Return, Ice Shard, Spikes, and HP Fire. So I have Return over Double Edge this week because, this is for Ditto. Because, well, again, the original plan was... So I knew that Jordie does not gen his own teams. He gets either his friend Rogue here or Dench or someone to gen his teams. And even if you gen the Pokemon with Max Happiness, so if he gens the Ditto with Max Happiness, then when you trade it, it goes back to 70 or whatever. So that means if he copied my Glalie, his returns would not be full power. But Rogue can gen, I believe. So I guess that doesn't really apply here, but still, I return because I'm cool. So whatever. Yeah, and Ice Shard's nice to pick off things like Thunderous Eye, Latias, and Spikes are nice to potentially hazardous attack because he switches into like Arcanine or Mega Scizor, and HP Fire for Mega Scizor. I thought about that last slide. I had Freeze Dry. I don't know, just some things. This is supposed to be more brief than I'm doing, but I'm just gonna move on. Alright, Uxie, we gotta assault with this Uxie because I want it to be bulky, and I also want it to be fast, and I also want it to be able to hit decently hard. We are running max attack, a good amount of speed, and then max HP. Looking at outspeed, max speed, Adamant Arcanine, which also allows me to outspeed, max speed, Jolly Mamoswine. So that's cool. We just got 4 attacks. Sing's meant to switch into Latias, and it's able to do that pretty well because even like a Life Orb Draco does not 2KO, or doesn't even do half. So that's just awesome. But yeah, we got Grass Knot, Knock Off, U-Turn, and Fire Punch. Even though I'm Jolly, still Grass Knot does enough to the things I need to do damage on, being Seismitoad and Mamoswine. So that's cool. Then just a lot of coverage for his team. Yeah, Uxie's pretty cool. Then we got Captain, we got Braviary, making his first appearance since his first game, so his second appearance of the season. And his first appearance was actually against Jordie's team. So pretty funny to see Braviary. His only 2 games played so far is against Jordie, so that's cool and funny. But last time I brought the cool sub-bulk up Braviary, and it did magical wonders and it was great. But this time I'm bringing the Choice Scarf and Chill. Yep, it's pretty dank. We got Brave Bird, Return, U-Turn, and actually Sleep Talk. So I didn't really need anything else on that last slot. I thought about a Heat Wave for Mega Scizor, but I would if I had Heat Wave, I would want to have Sheer Force as my ability. But I really like having Defiant for like his potential defoggers like Latias or Mega Scizor, or for his Intimidators like those being Arcanine and Hitmontop. So I really like having Defiant in this game. So I don't have Heat Wave. Then Sleep Talk, because if I want to predict Amoonguss' Spore and then go into Braviary, I can Sleep Talk, and then really any of my moves are not bad versus team, because Brave Bird's nice to just spam. I can also just spam Return, and then U-Turn's still nice, so I can just get chip damage on something, then switch out and get a good matchup versus whatever I want. So that's cool, and we just have enough to outspeed his fastest Pokemon, being Thunderous Eye, as long as I have my Choice Scarf intact, so that's pretty cool. We got Manaphy here. Originally this was Calm Mind with like Rain and Rest and stuff, but I don't know, I'll change that a bit because I feel like with the set of routes works a little better. We have a Wakanberry, so I can lure the Thunderous in. So even if I set up, that thing can't really check me too well unless I'm really low. That's cool. But we just have Tail Glow and 3 attacks. We've Scald, Ice Beam, HP Grass. And Tail Glow, as I said. We have a lot of speed, a lot of HP, and then a little bit of special attack, but we're modest. Then we have the same speed as Uxie. Yeah, we have speed, max speed, Adamant Arcanine, and max speed Jolly Mamoswine. So that's cool. Actually, I have HP Grass over Energy Ball because if he brings Ditto, which he didn't, but if he did bring Ditto, then he would copy. Yeah, he would not copy my Ivy, so he would not copy the hidden power that I have, so he would not have HP Grass. So I would just be able to wall him, and I can hit him pretty hard with an HP Grass. And also it does hit Seismitoad. Even though it's not Energy Ball, it still hits it pretty hard, so that's cool. The last slot we have Skarmory. Sings physically defensive. We got a good amount of Fizz-Def, max HP, and then Rest and Spadef. So we're not running like your casual like Stealth Rocks, Roost and stuff. Stealth Rocks, Default and stuff. We are running a pretty cool Skarmory set. We have another Wakanberry, 2 Wakanberries this week. Because I'm cool, and because I'm scared of Thunderous. Originally I had EV Raikou on this team again. That was over the Infernium slot. But he could carry Knockoff, and I don't really need a switch into Thunderous if everything on my team can kind of deal with it on its own, and like if Thunderous doesn't really force me to switch out, then I don't need any switch ins, So that's why like everything on my team can sort of ish deal with Thunderous. So that's kind of the plan there. So even Skarmory can, because I have a Wakanberry. Now, we are running a pretty heat set. We got Swords Dance, yeah. Then Brave Bird, Rock Slide, and Roost. So even though we're like physically defensive, still we can be like a bulky setup mon, and Swords Dance on the Mega Scizor, and Roost, and then if I'm pretty high health, I can live with Thunderbolt from the Thunderous Eye, and then a Rock Slide, and then bam. So that was the thing there. I was a little shocked to see him bring Seismitoad just because it was setup fodder for my Braviary last time, but It's actually a pretty cool set on Seismitoad, you'll see. So, my plan was to lead with Infernape, try to get at my rocks. Even though he did bring Mega Scizor, which I think will have default, still I want to get at my rocks and just, you know, pressure his Thundurus. So I do lead Infernape as he leads with Mamoswine. So I'm like, alright, you probably lead Mamoswine with Sash and stuff, so I'm gonna just fake out Break your Sash. So now, I'm like, alright, I can just set up my rocks, and that's cool. You can switch out into Latias if you do, it's cool. I could have U-turned, but I was like, because like the fighting move, like close combat or whatever, was pretty obvious. But I was like, nah, I want rocks up, and sorry for that, and I get rocks up, so that's cool. He could have had default on Latias here, but again, I thought he wouldn't have default on Latias. So I just bring in my what's it called, dedicated. Sorry, I was thinking of the word. But I bring in my dedicated Latias switch in, bring in Uxie, and Psyshock. Let's see how much this does. No, it does nothing, man. Turban eats that up. Turban just eats up some breakfast. That's pretty cool. So now he brings in his Mega Scizor, as I thought he might. I thought, you know, I could have clicked Fire Punch here, but I was like, I'm just gonna click U-turn. If you switch out, I can, you know, bring in whatever. I can do cool things. So yeah, it does nothing. It doesn't. It does so little. I can't even really try to gauge his set. I guess it did a little more than I thought. So you know, I did like 4% instead of like 2%. So that's cool. But so I bring in Skarmory here. I expect him to switch into Thundurus. Actually switches into Mamoswine here. I'm a little shocked by that. Because Skarmory was my switch in for Mamoswine, like, I don't know. But I just Sword Stance, because I can safely, you know, SD on Mega Scizor. It can't do anything to me. Like, the only thing a Scizor could do to me would be Natural Gift, but since he's Mega Scizor, you know, that takes up his item, so he cannot have Natural Gift. So, I can just hard duel Mega Scizor, so that's cool. So I can say I was able to set up on that, and then I'm just like, alright, I'm gonna click Brave Bird, and I think it kills. It was a roll, but it was in my favor, I believe. Or it might have not even been a roll, I forget, but I kill him. And that's pretty cool. So now he brings in his Thundurus, as I knew he would. I'm not sure what he did with his Mamoswine that turn. Because like, I'm not sure why I outsped him. I was pretty shocked by that. But it is what it is. Trying to do something here. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, not sure why I outsped him. Maybe he's really slow, so like I could boost and he could Earthquake. You know, like he might have had less than 31 IVs in speed. That's possible. I don't know though. Doesn't really matter. He could have countered. I don't know if Mamoswine gets counter. Maybe Avalanche. I don't know. Whatever. So I'm like, all right, ooh, perfect opportunity. You're going to T-Bolt. I can Rock Slide. Bam, you're dead. But he Volt Switches. I'm like, damn it, no, so close. So he does, you know, a good chunk of damage, but not a whole lot. From that, I see, all right, you're not Life Orb. You're not Specs or anything. You're probably just like lefties or something. Although we would have seen lefties, I think. Although I'm not sure. So he just brings in this thing on the Rock Slide. It doesn't kill, but it does pretty good damage. I'm like, alright, you know, whatever, it's cool. So yeah, it does decent damage to this thing. He still isn't negative, so that's kind of funny and cool. So here I'm like, alright, what are you going to do to me? You can't really do anything. Even though you can, you know, outspeed me, I can live like anything. Maybe I think Superpower could have killed, but I don't think he would have that. I can eat that Bullet Punch and then just Roost. Yeah, so I thought his set would be Roost, Default, and U-turn. Yeah, I believe all we got to see was Bullet Punch actually, so it's whatever. So here, instead of making the obvious Roost play, I thought, you know, he could predict Reaper, trying to made, he would have died to a T-Bolt, and I don't really have a good switch into Thundurus. And I've already used my Wakanda Berry, so I still think that was the right play to make there. It made sense to me. No, he didn't switch, but it's alright. So, Stormy's at about half health, so, you know, it is what it is. I could have boosted and then been at full health, but it's whatever. I still think the play I made was smart overall in the late game things. Alright, T-Bolt's obvious, let me bring in Turban and eat this up. And T-Bolt, nothing, man. Turban, buddy, you're just eating up. So here I just go for knockoff, because I'm like, he might switch, I might stay, and I can have good damage. So we go for knockoff. I'm thinking, alright, we didn't see lefties, you're not Life Orb. What are you, oh, Yachi. I thought you might be Yachi for, you know, Glalie. So it just keeps T-bolting. I thought, you know, he might want to Calm Mind on me, but, no, he didn't. He just kept T-bolting. That was interesting. I come out with U-turn, and, Uxie picks the kill. Yes, gender neutral, or genderless. So Uxie picks up his first kill of the season. I mean, every kill, it's pretty gnarly. It's pretty rad. Cool, man. It's pretty cool. So, at this point, we're up 6-3. I'm like, maybe there's a chance I can 6-0. Probably not, but I'm in a good position to win, and that's cool. So I'm like, alright, Bailey matched up pretty well against everything else ever in the team. I'm just gonna hope you didn't bring in Seismitoad on that double down, and you didn't, so that's cool. No, it was like a lead matchup kind of situation. So I just go for return thing. Well, Bailey gets bring it up. Now you're not gonna have 2 Yachi Berry users. I mean, I have 2 Wakanda berries on my team, but like, nah, you make Scissor, which can easily switch into make Lily. So you're not gonna be like that worried about it and have 2 Yachis, are you? Nah. I can Ice Shard knock you out. But you go for the Rain Dance, I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. So that kind of shows that the Seismitoad's gonna be Swift Swim. And I was like, ooh, that's pretty cool. So let's go for Ice Shard. He's not Yachi, he's gonna be able to knock him out. And Lily picks up 2 kills. That's pretty I was gonna say phenomenal. I was gonna say fantastic, and then just kind of mix them together. That's pretty phenomenal, man. So here's Liver. I thought he just Hydro Pump, maybe Scald here. So he just goes for Hydro. Yeah, he does, decent damage, but you'll see in a second that he's actually a Life Orb, and it's pretty cool. Little Seismitoad Rain Sweep. Yeah, able to kill, but Creep Grass is able to pick up the kill, and we win in 6-0 style fashion, awesomely. It's not a word, but good game to my man Rogue and to Jordie. Oh no, I don't know what happened to my voice there. But even though like it took time and stuff to do this battle, and just what I'm trying to say here is, I would have much rather had to just do this battle than just have a forfeit, because originally Jordie was just gonna forfeit, but then I guess he talked to Rogue, and Rogue was available to battle me, so he was like, alright, I'm gonna have Rogue battle you, and I was like, hey, that's cool. So I'm glad I just didn't get the forfeit win. I'm glad I was able to actually do the battle. I'm also, because like for stats, I want them for like potential MVPs like Infernape and Mana Fate. I want them to have as many opportunities as everyone else to get some kills. So I was definitely glad I was able to do this battle, and like even if I lost, I'm not certain if this is like 100% true, but I would have rather like done this game and lost than just had to get the forfeit win. I mean, I don't know if that's like totally true, but like, I don't know, whatever, man. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know a lot. GG to my man Rogue, as I said a lot. I need to shut up. I've said about everything I need to say. TBH. I need to just shut up and end the video soon. But yeah, now we're 7-2, and we're looking really good to make playoffs. We're essentially guaranteed a playoff spot. Not quite guaranteed. Not yet. We're very close to clinching it, but not quite yet. I'm shaking my fist just to show how close we are. You guys can't see that because no face cam this week. But we're really close to making playoffs. Or we're in playoffs right now. We're really close to clinching them. But we're pretty much in the playoffs because a lot of stuff needs to happen in like a very specific way for us to not make playoffs. So it's cool. It's fine. We should be good. But next week we play Jolt. The token minorities, of course. We played him in week 4 in a very close game. It was a 2-0. I was able to beat him, but that was a really good game against Jolt. So I'm hoping, we can have another really good game against Jolt next week. Should definitely be a fun one. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle versus Rogue / Jordie, sort of. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week versus Jolt. And yeah, sub to me, sub to MPL and all other lads, and sub to Jordie, he's pretty cool. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week, and bye.